Solving equations with distributive property. This is notes number. Notes. I'll type it out for y'all. Notes number, unless I forget, of course. Notes number 16. Okay, so again, the title of this is Solving Equations with Distributive Property. You just distribute. And then solve it whatever way you know how to solve the equation. So you distribute, and then you solve it the way that you know how to solve it, all right? So example 1. We got to distribute this 3 to the x and the 3 to the 2. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. I distributed, okay? And on the right side, still got that. Now it's just a two-step equation. We know how to do these. Got to make the constant disappear by doing the opposite. The opposite of positive 6 is minus 6. What I do to one side, I do to the other. On this side, the 6's cancel out, leaving just a 3x. On the right side, 9 minus 6 is 3. The name of the game is get that letter by itself. I got to make that 3 disappear by doing the opposite. The opposite of 3 times x is division by 3. What I do to one side, I do to the other. These 3's cancel out. I'm left with x equals 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, let's do another problem where we solve equations with distribution, okay? As you can see, I have a number next to a parenthesis, so I got to distribute. I distribute the 2 to the 2 and the 2 to the 4x. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4x is 8x. This minus 3x is still there because nothing happened to it yet because it wasn't in the parentheses. And on the right side, I still got 14. At this point, I should combine these like terms before I solve, okay? This is kind of like once we distributed it became a problem like we did earlier where we were solving equations with combining like terms, okay? So I combine the 8x, this positive 8x with this minus 3x. So that would be 5x. And we still have that 4. I've combined like terms, so now I can solve the equation. Name of the game is get that letter by itself. First, I got to make the constants disappear. So I do that by doing the opposite. The opposite of plus 4 is minus 4. So I have minus 4 on both sides, because what I do to one side, I do to the other. The 4's cancel out, leaving me with just 5x. 14 minus 4 is 10. Name of the game is get that letter by itself. Got to make that 5 disappear by doing the opposite. So I divide by 5. What I do to one side, I do to the other. These 5's cancel out, leaving me with just x on that side. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay. So far, example 1 and 2, you should notice that basically the whole objective of this whole unit that we've been working on this last week and a half or 2 weeks is we're trying to get that letter by itself, and we're just progressively learning how to take on situations that are, you know, more complex. We've been basically doing the same thing, except there's more obstacles to jump through, okay? It's kind of like playing a video game, like a I don't know, let's say like Mortal Kombat. It's like no matter how many levels you go to, the name of the game is beat your opponent. You gotta take all away his life energy or whatever, but they just get more difficult. You know, you gotta learn new techniques, new powers and stuff, but you still just basically just gotta beat him up and take all his energy points or whatever it's called. So it's the same here. We're trying to find what x is, but we gotta clean things up so that we, in a way where we know how to get x by itself. Okay, anyways, back to these examples. Example number 3. See, I see there's distribution. I gotta distribute first. Anytime you see distribution, just distribute first, all right? And then start cleaning it up by combining like terms if you need to. So I gotta distribute this 5 to the negative 2x. I have to also distribute the 5 to this positive 2. 5 times negative 2x is negative 10x. 5 times plus 2 is plus 10. This minus 5 is not in the parentheses, so it just stays the same. Also, same case with this 6x. On the right side, I still have 13. Now that I've distributed, as you can see, there's a lot of like terms I can combine. I can combine this minus 10x with this positive 6x, which equals negative 4x. I can combine this plus 10 with this minus 5. Positive 10 minus 5 is 5. And on this right side, I still have 13. Now it's something we know how to solve. It's a simple old two-step equation. First, make this constant disappear by doing the opposite. Opposite of plus 5 is minus 5. What I do on one side, I got to do to the other. These 5's cancel out, leaving me with the negative 4x on this side. On the right side, 13 minus 5 is 8. Name of the game, get that x by itself. I gotta do the opposite to make that negative 4 disappear. Opposite of multiplication will be division, so I divide both sides by negative 4, because what I do to one side, I do to the other. These negative 4's cancel out, leaving me on this side with just an x. On this side, 8 divided by negative 4. If you enter that into your calculator, you will get negative 2. And there you have it, ladies and gents. Notes number 16, solving equations with distributive property.